welcome to Love and Romance Tarot Readings. I am excited to get into today's pick a card because today we're going to do a pick a card to tap into your future spouse and see everything about them, who they are, how their relationship will be, anything that will come up, and time frame as well. So my Etsy shop is in the description if you'd like a private tarot reading, and that is where you can find me. But other than that, pause the video if you need more time with the piles. You can always pick more than one pile as well. So we've got group 1 with the Sodalite Crystal Point and the Gilded Tarot. Group 2 with the Amethyst Crystal Point and the Wheel of the Year Tarot. Group 3 with the Zebra Stone Crystal Point and the Animal Totem Tarot. And group 4 with the Samoki Quartz Crystal Point and the Arcanum Tarot. So like I said, pause the video if you need to, take as much time as you need, but we're just gonna jump right into it. Alright, if you chose group 1 with the Sodalite Crystal Point and the Gilded Tarot, this is your reading, tapping into your future spouse to see who they are, and we'll get into the timeline of your connection as well. Spirit, this is for group 1 with the Sodalite Crystal Point. Show me their person. Show me their spouse. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So we have all expansive and surprising and intense energies. You may be someone who's very intense. I feel like this could be a thing where it's like opposites attract, or you guys are like exactly the same. I don't know. There could be so many ways that you could see this. Regardless, this person is going to get you out of your shell. Even if you're someone who's more outgoing in your own right. Uranus is the Great Awakener. Uranus is one of those planets that is really a mixed bag. You never really know what you're going to get with Uranus. So regardless of you being like an outgoing person or not, this person is going to expose you to a whole new world, a whole new scene that you never knew existed. It just kind of reminds me of this time that I went to this club with this girl I met in college, and it was like this grunge club, and it was like a vibe. Like it was like they had a metal band playing and everything. I'd never even seen this place, cheap drinks too, which was lit, and it was just a vibe, but it was very, very, very different. I had never experienced anything like that. I never even noticed this place, and I've been in the area multiple times, and I was just like, whoa, like this is a whole new world, a whole new vibe, group of people, and that's what this reminds me of. Now, the crux of it all is we have Jupiter here, which Jupiter in itself is the planet of expansion and the planet of home. But the thing about Uranus and Jupiter being combined with Leo, like that is a lot, because Jupiter is the planet of expansion, but if you're already in a good space, it's just going to totally unlock you, and like it can be like very expansive. So with Jupiter and Uranus together, that is a crazy combination with like Leo. Oh my God, I'm like, holy cow, we got so much going on. So this person could be a Leo, like an actual Leo sun sign, but it can be their rising, Mars, Venus. It can really be anywhere in their chart, but Spirit gave us this card, so you're definitely going to sense that energy in them. This is a very adventurous person. Someone, see, and that's another thing. This person may not necessarily be adventurous. It could just be their expansive nature when it's mixing with your energy. Because if you're someone who, say you like to read books, and this person likes to, I don't know, say they're into like the grunge lifestyle, whatever that may be, and you're someone who's more of a bookworm, so you're just always in the library, but this person may not be adventurous per se, if you know what I mean, because they're exposing you to very different things. So to you it's very different, but to them it could be normal. This person is going to be very different than anyone you've dated. Very different than anyone you've dated. And just heard exactly what you need. We have the moon card here. So here's the thing, you know, the moon kind of like is all about that receptivity. The moon is feminine energy. But the moon can be very, you know, confusing. It could be hard to understand the moon's energy. It's like, it's feeling, it's the mother, it's not the logical left brain of understanding. So this person resonates with you on a very deep level. You feel like you've known them before, and vice versa. There's a lot of psychic activity that may start to happen after you meet this person. There's this energy here of you guys absolutely activating each other. Spirit, what else can you tell me about group 1 spouse? What will they bring to them in a marriage? Wow, we have lilac with first emotions of love. You guys may have felt like you were in love before, but after those relationships ended, you feel like you question whether or not that was true love or not. And also this person, their love is very different, and it's really addicting. Like, it's something that once you experience, it's like, oh, I love this. This is what I like. This is what I want. And I want it forever. Love is the magician that pulls man out of his own hat. So if you're someone who's often in your head, having a hard time experiencing things, having a hard time being in the moment, this person will completely pull you out of yourself, so that you can like live in the moment. You may have spent so much time focusing on school or focusing on certain achievements, like I want to get in a relationship, or I want to have my dream career, or I want to figure out my life purpose, I want to move, I want to do this, I want to do that. If you reflect on your life, you may realize a lot of your life was just going, never living in the moment and experiencing what was there. This is someone who kind of like it's just like time is freezing with them. We have the Nastrium with victory and conquest. Ooh, I like this. This is masculine energy. It says, he who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered themselves is mightier still. So this person embodies like divine masculine energy in the traditional sense, where it's like they don't need to manipulate you or control you to get what they want out of you. They don't need to make you feel empty so that you're constantly chasing them to fill your cup. They know who they are, and they see you for who you are, and they're like, neither of us have to chase. We can both just experience this moment, and they're confident in who they are. They pursue you because that's what's on their spirit. Even if you were to be like, I don't know about them, if they're sure about you, they're sure about you. They're not going to back away. They're not easily hurt, which is interesting because we have that moon energy here. I feel like this person has a lot of feelings that they don't put on other people or share with people until they're really, really close and trusting of that person. We got the sweet pea with blissful pleasure. So this person is bringing in a whole new version of love, that masculine energy that a lot of you have been craving, allowing you to then put yourself in your feminine energy more, so you can have time to not even just be receptive, but to discover like your psychic side and really connect with yourself, to like check in with your soul and have time to just be and experience. Because you don't have to worry about keeping everything together or running after some goal. This person gives you so much peace and perspective. And then we have blissful pleasure with the sweet pea. So they just bring you so much like genuine pleasure. I feel like you guys are very compatible in many, many ways. Follow your bliss, and the universe will open its doors where there were only walls. So this person, they have like one of those perspectives where it's like nothing can hold you back unless you want to be held back. We can push through everything, but it feels very different. It doesn't feel like physically breaking through walls. It's like their energy kind of speaks for itself, and the world kind of opens up to them. We have the Six of Pentacles. This is a gift. Spirit, what can you tell me about the relationship and about this person? Dang, I feel like you guys are one of those people who it's like, I've lived like 3 lives in one lifetime. a lot of action, and it's finally like everything is coming together. What I can say about time, I do have the cards of time. We're going to pull from that next. What I can say about time, though, what I can already see, we have the Nine of Cups, which is always indicative of a journey of learning yourself, a journey of love, learning who and who not to love, learning how much love to give, learning to be disciplined and stingy with your love, learning to usually Nine of Cups is like, I've been the villain, I've been the good guy, I've been the victim, I've been the hero. It's like everything. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. So what I can tell you about time is that right before you meet this person, it'll really seem like everything is starting to go right or coming together. I don't see you meeting this person when you are in a low place. Other than there is something I can feel in my heart space that kind of feels like a void, but it's not like low, like feelings of depression or really going through it. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. So when you're meeting them, they have so much to give to you and you're genuinely open to receive. You're not looking for anything or forcing anything, which is why this gift is able to be given to you. But Nine of Cups, you've had your own life, your own journey, and learned your own lessons. So you're not in a position where you need a teacher. The reason that you're open to even entertaining this person, because they are very different from you on paper, is Three of Cups. You're like, okay, Nine of Swords in reverse, no tears left to cry, Page of Wands in reverse. I also don't feel like I have to be super conservative and I have to be modest. Like, I want to have fun. That's where I see you guys being. Like, I'm a grown woman, I'm a grown man, I'm an adult. I don't need to, hold myself away for some prince that's going to save me. And I also don't feel guilty about my own desire. And I've been through so much. I deserve to have fun. It's just like all the societal conditioning that keeps us from doing certain things. You have diminished and broken through all those barriers and boundaries. So when you're meeting them, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse. You're not looking for anything. Queen of Swords in reverse, you're not trying to program them and see if they're going to be your future spouse. You're not trying to get some sort of value from them right away. You're just enjoying your time with them. And the date is just the date. It's not like this date is going to be the turning point. It's just like, you're just receiving whatever it is that you can and taking the moment for what it is. So you're in a pretty good space. I feel like a little bit of a void that you have friends, you have family, you have acquaintances, you have love for yourself, you have different ways of bringing love into your life, but the romantic love is kind of like one of the few areas that is missing. And because of that, it kind of feels like a bit empty in terms of romantic love, but you're still okay. And, this kind of starts as, you're just experiencing life. It's not too serious. So, and this is a future spouse reading. So of course that will, eventually happen for you, but it's not something that you're trying to force. We got the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like you guys have specifically learned lessons that have to do with, putting all of your eggs in one basket or spending too much time with someone and like attaching to them before you know that they're going to be anyone you even want in your life or any good for you. In one of your lives that you've lived in this lifetime, you have learned probably the hard way not to attach value or give someone too much attention too soon. So let's see what the cards of time have for us. We got a lot of numbers. We have 18, we have 14, we have 17, and we have 15. 14, 15, the only one missing is 16. I'm like, did these all go in order? So any of these dates could be important to you. You could be seeing variations of these numbers as angel numbers. This could be days of the month. I'm picking up for someone, this is like that time of the month. It's happening like your monthly cycle is around this time or ovulation is around this time, and that's causing a huge turning point for you. I always tell that to women, like, yes, you have a moon outside of you, but if you have a cycle, you are the moon. So manifest, when you're ovulating, and then as you're on that time of the month, let go like it's a full moon. We have in the distant future. Spirit, what else can you tell me about time? We have don't waste your time, and it depends on your action. So I'm definitely going to investigate this and see what the holdup is, because that's the beauty of tarot. If we can, you know, it's good to know what's set for the future, but if you don't like what you see, you can change the outcome. And that's really the point of wanting to know, not to just kind of sit in comfort in knowing, but like to help be a part of that creation process. Spirit, what can you tell me about time? What actions does it depend on for group 1? Oh, we got the deep knowing, which I kind of felt, honestly. So I do feel like that's accurate. You likely know, like in your heart of hearts and your soul and your spirit, what it is that, you know, you need to let go of or you need to do. At the bottom of the deck, we also have round and round. So especially if it's like a cyclical thing, if it's something that has been going on for years or months, then you know what's, you know, been holding you back, and it's just about literally breaking free of that. We have the higher power card. It could have something to do with trusting and allowing spirit to work in your life. You know, I feel like you guys may have had a bad experience that caused you to not trust in the universe, or, you know, it could just be that you're a control freak. It could be a number of things, but something to do with allowing the higher power to move things for you. You may even self-sabotage because you look at your circumstance and you assume XYZ is going to happen because of that circumstance. We have regeneration and fork in the road. It could be a person that your heart is still stuck on. Someone who is telling you, like, I have feelings for you, but they're not actually taking action to be with you. It could be like that person, you know, kind of like having you on the back burner as an option, last option if everything else doesn't work out. And that's keeping you, though, kind of frozen in time, not able to experience anything yourself. We have flexible. So it's either one of those two things. It's either one, someone your heart is kind of already set on, and you letting go of that person and choosing to fully move forward and not to turn back regardless of if they reach out or if they throw you a bone or if whatever the thought comes back. Like, you just have to make that choice that you're not going to go back and then commit to that. Or it could be going back to the higher power energy where spirit has guided you to do certain things, and it's about following through on those things and also trusting that it is a part of the plan and it's going to lead a place that will be fruitful for you. It's going to be worth your time. Flexible, trusting in the process. Even if spirit says, okay, spend this week in hermit mode as an example, or if spirit says, take a week retreat completely disconnected from anyone, doing that, because a lot of it has to do with energetics and magnetism. And a lot of times spirit will tell you, like, spirit has really called me to, you know, mingle with nature in the last year. And it's like, if only I knew that meditating with a tree would bring me such a huge financial windfall, I would have been freaking done it. But that was one of the specific messages that I was kind of given. Not exactly, but something like that. It had to do with working with nature and respecting nature, giving to nature and things like that. But it changes your energy. You know, trees are conscious, nature is conscious, and you're connecting directly with Mother Earth. You know, without Mother Earth, you wouldn't have even been able to incarnate here. So it's about connecting with just the primordial creation power. And it caused such amazing things to change and transform in my life. And she took a lot that was on my spirit from me to where today I am free of, like, the things that held me back, you know, back in the day, and things that I had a hard time moving past. But that's just one example. It's not that nature in itself or meditating with trees, connecting with Mother Nature is the solution. even though it can be for a lot of people. It's more about following what Spirit is telling you to do, because Spirit can see the entire situation. Like, your energy is like this, which is why you can't manifest that, because you're in direct opposition of that thing. So let me change your energy. Let me shift it here. But like me, if I would have been thinking super rationally, like, I don't have time to meditate, I need to work harder so I can actually bring in some income, I would have been stuck in exactly the same spot. We have you are here for a reason. So perhaps it's your purpose or a big move being called of you at this time. I kind of get this energy that you guys have something for you elsewhere, like out of your comfort zone, out of your current space, out of your current circle. It doesn't have to be like a physical move, but connecting with different kinds of people, which this person is very, very different. So I would not at all be surprised if that's exactly what it was. But getting out of that place so that you can literally move forward in a whole nother place. At the bottom of the deck, we have like attracts like. So there's definitely something going on with energetics. But that's what I got for you guys, group 1. That was your reading. My Etsy shop is in the description if you'd like a private tarot reading. That is where you can find me. But that is what I got for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 2 with the Amethyst Crystal Point, we are using the Wheel of the Year Tarot for you guys today. And this is your reading, getting into who is your future spouse and when will you meet them. So Spirit, this is for group 2 with the Amethyst. Show me their future spouse. Who is their future spouse? We got Neptune, the Sun. Wow, these are kind of opposite. And then water energy. I just heard complete, and then I heard completion. I feel like this person is really kind of everything you need, everything all at once. We got Mercury here as well, which Gemini, I'm almost positive, is ruled by Mercury. But Mercury, the planet of the gods, the planet of communication, the planet of day to day, tapping into this energy. This person is an intellectual. They could be a teacher. They could be really into philosophy, really into spirituality, anything that keeps their brain going. They may be into history, mathematics. It could be anything to do with like school and intelligence, and this person is keeping their brain moving beyond school. They may be in school while you meet them. This feels like someone who would be in school like in their 40s, 50s, someone who's they just love learning. They love going to school. I'm seeing I'm actually seeing Yale. To be specific, I'm seeing Yale, a school that's been around for years with a lot of respect and class. We have Sun, we have the water element, and then we have Neptune. See, and that's very interesting because Mercury and Gemini are both the logical mind. Well, Gemini honestly is its own thing because Gemini is also the twin. So it's as above, so below, so within, so without energy, like everything. Geminis, can be seen as flip-floppy because they have this natural ability to play devil's advocate, or this natural connection to their higher self and their shadow. They don't kind of like grow up wanting to reach their highest self because they naturally have a connection to both at birth. But yeah, there's this energy. It's so interesting because Mercury would definitely be the logical mind, whereas Neptune is the planet of the unconscious and the subconscious. So this person has a lot of masculine energy, but also a lot of feminine energy, a connection to their logical mind, a strong connection to their unconscious, their subconscious, their sleeping mind, their inactive mind. And then we have water and the sun. There's a lot of juxtaposition with this person. The sun is just pure masculine energy, pure light, illumination, and water is like the deep seas. You have to be in flow to survive water energy. No motor can get a boat from point A to B if there's high seas. If the seas are going crazy, going stupid, you really just are better off surrendering to it. So anyways, water energy is really something that can only be felt and experienced and surrendered to. So this person is so interesting. They have everything. Spirit, what can you tell me about group 2's spouse? What will they bring to them in the marriage? Oh, I love this. We have the tulip with friendship and gratitude. I'm seeing you make a meal for this person, and this person being so grateful and thankful and complimenting you, showing genuine gratitude, stopping whatever they're doing. If they're watching TV, if they're, you know, I don't know, a gamer, or if they're doing art, or if they were reading, or whatever it is, they're gonna stop and not only show you appreciation, but break bread with you, eat the meal with you, and to really spend time to enjoy it. This person is very grateful for the things that it's hard for us to be grateful for in society. Society is really masculine oriented based because that's what kind of keeps the matrix going, you know, consumerism. So we need people to work to produce these things. But this person, you know, so in society it's natural to overlook the power of housekeeping, cooking, cleaning, emotions, feelings, you know, and you're someone who has the ability to bring up certain things like, you know, how are you like, I'm like having a hard time explaining it. But it's like, if you can see that this person is in a mood, you're gonna notice that, you're gonna cater to them, you're gonna talk to them about it. If something, you know, if they were to like say, I'll never be able to do that, you motivate, they appreciate those things, those soft skills. They appreciate, they acknowledge, they cherish, they're grateful for, and they see the value in it 100%. We got the tulip, friendship and gratitude. Let us be grateful for the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. So you're someone who will greatly benefit them, and they will show you so much gratitude for that. They acknowledge your purpose, and they realize how much work you put in. And if you've already been married, or if you've been in a relationship where you felt so underappreciated for all that you did, this is going to be a complete change of pace. We have the violet with faithfulness and modesty. Ooh, I feel like I'm learning a little bit about your past relationships through this person, or maybe this is just really the selling points for them. But I feel like you guys may have experienced someone who wasn't faithful, or someone who wasn't modest, someone who would flirt with other people in front of your face and kind of convince you or gaslight you, convince you that it's harmless, or they just have a flirty personality, whatever. But I'm getting an energy here with this person is genuinely modest. They're not going to do that in front of you or outside of you. No one will be able to come up to you as a woman or a man and tell you anything about your partner. Modesty is a shining light that prepares the mind to receive knowledge and the heart for truth. So tapping in, this is a very honest person and a trustworthy person. Even if they're struggling, they will bring that to you. Here's the thing. So many people don't tell their partner, like, listen, I'm feeling tempted to go outside of this relationship, because they don't want their partner to panic. And they also don't want to take that option off of the table. This person is just an example. It's not something I'm seeing, by the way, just to make that clear. But if they were feeling like tempted to step outside of their relationship, they would communicate that to you, like, listen, there's someone at work and I'm feeling things for them, and I haven't felt this way since we've been married or since we got together, and it's very weird. Can you help me with this? What do you think this is? Like, they will talk to you about it. And so many people avoid that because they want to be able to low-key do dirt if it ever gets to that point, or they don't feel like their partner will handle it. But I mean, it's so much better. That's what your partner is there for. It's so much better to be honest, but a lot of people, you know, won't do that for whatever reason. So it's just like, wow, this person, and it doesn't surprise me because there's definitely connections to the shadow here with the Gemini energy, with the Neptune energy. A lot of dark shit can come from Neptunian energy because it's like the unconscious, the subconscious. And it's like, if you ever have an experience where you're like, ooh, I did not know I liked that, but that's hot, or ooh, I don't know why I feel like I resonate with this dark energy or this dark thought or this dark humor, but it just, feels right to me, even though it's kind of wrong to some degree, then you've experienced this Neptunian energy. So it could come out a little dark. Like you guys could be into vampire play, or you guys could be into like, you know, some chains and whips and all sorts of stuff. Like I feel like this person is very, anyways. We have the lily with majesty and virtue. The lily is the emblem of rare, many virtues, good and rare. So this person is it's so interesting how if you truly embrace the shadow, you could still be so clean. And that's exactly the word that I heard just now, clean. You know, it's like, I think the honesty and the vulnerability and the ability to say, I like this, or I want this, or this is who I am, is so unique and special, and it's just it's very different. I'm trying to get the angles right. Spirit, what can you tell me about this marriage? What can you tell me about the relationship? Let's see. King of Cups. This is interesting. For a very few of you, this is someone that you already know from the past. We have the King of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Death card in reverse. So some of you, this is a relationship from the past, and you guys have lived a lot of life, grown and expanded, and you're coming back together. It could be an ex. It also could just be someone you went to high school with or someone you went to college with, where it's like both of you have lived many different lives, or, you know, gone through a lot of phases and cycles since you guys knew each other, and you're totally different than who you were, you know, when you did know each other, but they're showing up as the King of Cups. So definitely an emotionally healthy, open state. But I feel like this may be someone you know for a few of you. We have the Tower in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. Ooh, interesting. The Three of Wands. Spirit has something very special planned for you. We got the Six of Cups here. That's another card of like nostalgia in the past. The Fool in reverse is also giving me like past energy. Like this is in a whole new cycle. This is something reliving itself and having the opportunity to finally move forward. For a lot of you, we just got to talk about it because it's coming up so strongly. It's not going to be for all of you, so hang in there. We'll talk about it for just a second, but we have the Hierophant in reverse and the High Priestess that showed up in reverse. So this is like an energy of both of us have different lives to live, or both of us knew each other and we were friends in the past, but we lost touch. Now we're meeting again in the same hometown or wherever, in whatever way, online, whatever, and we're coming back together romantically. Or this could be an ex that, you know, you were in a good relationship with, but it was like in middle school, like something like that, like something where it's very childish, nothing serious, and it's like you guys are coming back together. You know your story though. Like if this is perfectly describing your ex that you're hoping to come back together with, it is looking like both of you are going through growth and transformation and coming back together. But we have the Three of Wands and the Tower in reverse. So it's kind of like an energy of, we knew it would always kind of happen this way. Or that could be also a message of the divine plan and destiny, because with the Three of Wands you see the moon and representing like phases and cycles, and then like the shooting star representing an omen, divine timing, divine intervention, signs, signals, destiny. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse and the Fool in reverse. So for a lot of you, this is someone from the past. For some of you, this is talking about your journeys where both of you have been on a mirror journey. You may have had dreams of this person or felt their energy at some point, and you couldn't quite put your finger on it. It almost resonated like, is this a spirit guide? Because I felt this energy protecting me or connecting with me in different areas of my life when I really needed them. And if this was always destiny, you know, when you're looking at this from the fifth dimension, the fourth dimension is Father Time. So if you have a 5D level connection, which is essentially where you manifest things to the 3D, you're going to feel them even before you meet them, because it's already happened in the 5D, because you've surpassed 4D, which is time. That also influences the 3D. So I would say some people it's a gift, some people it's something they intentionally build. Usually it is romance. I do find that brings it together, but some people just naturally are more psychic and developed in their spiritual gifts, and some people notice it and then they make a point to develop it, and then they're able to kind of go further in that way. But we got the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Six of Cups. So regardless if you know this person, this is something that was always meant to happen. And Spirit is kind of saying it was always in the plan. Somewhere along the line, you may have stopped trusting in Spirit, or you may have felt like, you know, no one showed up for you. Someone forgot about you. There was never a plan for you. And Spirit, through this experience, through this marriage, is showing you there was always a plan. It was always them. You were always going to end up here. So it's very freaky how everything's kind of playing out. I'm going to pull some cards to get some timeline here, Spirit. What can you tell me about the timeline for group 2? Oop. Yeah, it's so interesting because it's already happening. How can I explain this? So we have don't give up and speedy. You guys, you may have gotten lost in the sauce of manifesting. I've been picking up this energy a lot in the collective, and I feel like it's because of all the things that we have going on astrologically. Everyone is kind of being led back to themselves, and this kicked off in 2020 when people literally had to kind of like be on timeout and alone with themselves. It started this huge wave that got a lot of people used to self-discovery and spending time alone and getting, you know, a better idea of who they are and what they want. And you already have a connection with this person, but with you guys, you don't have to manifest in this life in a setting intention, and having a religious practice is good for you, but Spirit wants you to know that's never, not that it's never actually manifested anything. I'm sure it's played a role, but that's never been the direct thing that brought you anything. So there's a strong energy of like destiny and omens and divine timing and Spirit having a big role in this group 2. I don't feel like there's anything that you could do to make this happen. I feel like it's always, I mean, it was so clear, like it's always been a part of your destiny meant to happen. It's already happened in the 5D, which is where you manifest from. So if you can remember that, especially if you have a lot of 5D experiences, you got to get used to like really anchoring yourself there so that you don't become influenced by social media or, you know, manifesting and trying to get things in a way that you never, what I'm saying is your destiny is kind of like already always gonna play out for you. Phases and cycles and things that happen for you always kind of happen naturally. We have December, we have Sunday and Friday that came up. Sundays, Fridays could be significant for you or significant for you in the future. You could meet this person on a Sunday, on a Friday in December. I do feel like December will be significant or always has been. Something about a cat. You may have had a fur baby pass in December. We have 18, we have number 12, and we have minutes. 12 would also be December, but this could happen on the 18th or the 12th of the month. I'm getting 1212 energy, and 1212 as an angel number for me kind of represents the 1, the self, and then 2, the desire and the pair. So whenever I see 1212, it's kind of like what I'm doing and the path that I'm on is also mirroring my divine match, like what they're doing and the path that they're on. Basically a confirmation, like we're in alignment. So you may have seen 1212, and whenever you see that, it's always like a confirmation of Spirit saying you're still on the right path, you're doing what you're supposed to do, and everything is working out in perfect timing. But for you guys, I don't see that you're the ones who need to manifest. Also, human design, look up your human design. I forget if it goes off of your birthday or if it's a questionnaire. I'm almost positive it goes off your birthday though. That will help you understand the way you manifest as well. Spirit, what else can you tell me for group 2? We have soulmates and clean it up. Interesting. So soulmates is an energy of it's always meant to be. Clean it up lets me know that somewhere, somehow, there's something out of alignment, something off track, something not done, whether it's closing, doors with people of the past, whether it's focusing on your journey in the areas that you're out of alignment, getting in alignment, or whether it's cleaning up your mind so you're not so confused and lost in the sauce, so that you can remember, I'm in the 5D. I'm a 5D being. I'm manifesting from the 5D. So time is not an obsession of mine. It doesn't apply to me or my timeline. It is truly already done if you're in the 5D. You may be in the 4D if you're really obsessing about time, but it's so much harder to, I always explain it like this. So you can have a 2D drawing, right? Everyone can make a stick figure, but there are levels to even the second dimension. Not everyone who can draw a stick figure can draw a complex geometric masterpiece, right? So that's the same as the 4D. You wouldn't want to manifest in the 4D because even though you can affect small things in the 3D, because it's directly below, the things that you really want that are really high vibrational will be damn near impossible from that dimension, because you would have to be an expert. And if you were an expert, you wouldn't need direction. You wouldn't be confused. It's better to manifest from the 5D, but the 5D is all about trust, belief, and knowing and faith. So working on that will naturally create exactly what it is that you want in the 3D, but it requires you to dissociate from it because you already have it and you know and you trust it. So it's kind of like, pick a struggle, really. 5D is better because it'll apply to every area in your life and you'll just start winning once you really move from that 5D space. But yeah, I forgot why I even started to say that, but I think I was just talking about where you're manifesting from, and hopefully that can really help you to have that perspective, so that you can clear that confusion and actually have what it is that you want without interfering, because also trying to draw something super complex, even though you're a 3D being and what a drawing is 2D, two-dimensional, it can still, you can still make mistakes, you can screw it up, and it's just like the 3D is a whole other level. So it's like things can actually really go left in your real life. Okay, that's what I got for you, group 2. That is your future spouse. That's the timeline I got. My Etsy is below in the description if you'd like a private tarot reading. And that is where you can find me. But that is what I got for you guys. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 3 with the zebra stone, we are using the Animal Totem Tarot for you guys today. And this is your reading, tapping into your future spouse and when you will meet them. Spirit, this is for group 3 with the zebra stone. Who is their future spouse for group 3? Who is their future spouse? I just heard normal. You guys may have really been like, you may have lived a lot of life, dated a lot of different kinds of people, crazy people, calm people, boring people, exciting people, people you really resonated with, people that you didn't. And it's like, I just want something kind of normal at this point. And that's the energy that I got right away. You may be like at the point where you're just like, Spirit, just send me someone who isn't crazy. Just send me someone who genuinely loves me, who I can have a simple, loving life with, and I'm fine beyond that. And also give them, make it so they got, that good D that I need, or a good amount of masculine energy, someone I can trust, someone who could take care of the house, but also, it's not like. So it's funny because like in the beginning, it's like, just send me someone normal, and then there's the stipulations. We have Libra and we have the moon here. The moon is the mother, the Earth's satellite. So you need someone who does give space for their feelings, someone who will talk about their feelings, someone who will be honest about their feelings, but also someone who's fair, someone who's not totally consumed with either energy. Because we have the moon and then we have Aries. Aries is the first of the zodiac. You know, the sign of, you know, kind of representing the self. Aries always have kind of just this strong sense of self as well. And the moon is kind of the opposite of that. The moon is more receptive. The moon will kind of sit anchored into their feelings and to listen and receive, whereas Aries is very like, I don't know if Aries is a cardinal sign. But Aries is definitely one of those signs that are more, okay, let's get ahead of this, on top of this, and they may come across as like aggressive, but they're doers, the movers, the shakers. So it's like, I need someone who could protect me when they need to, someone who is determined, who has grit, someone who can take care of the house, someone who could take initiative, someone who will pursue me without, you know, expecting me to do all the work, someone who's on top of things, but also someone who leaves, like who holds space for emotions. We also got a lot of water energy that came up. We got Scorpio and Cancer, which is so funny because these are two totally different signs under the same elements, like two totally different personifications of water. Cancer is known for being more emotional, more motherly, more emotion-based, whereas Scorpio is actually, you know, comes across as more mysterious because they kind of like hold back their emotions and they're kind of always ready to strike. You can see like the scorpion symbolism, and also there's like this self-sacrifice with the blade going directly into itself with the Scorpio symbolism. So Scorpios are known for having the ability to be a bit dark or, you know, mysterious, whereas Cancer is kind of like a different personification of that water energy, more higher seas. So we have the flat out water element that came in here. This is someone who's lived a good amount of a life, someone who can really talk to you about like the darkness, talk to you about your emotions, someone who has feelings as well, like very tapped into their emotions and their feelings, but doesn't allow them to lead them, but definitely has them. So this is very interesting. I feel like this person could be like a psychologist or a therapist, someone who works in a field with connecting with people. This person may be very liked at whatever job they work at. People may be very naturally drawn to them magnetically, because in a personal way, it's like, okay, I energetically resonate with this person. I feel attracted to this person. That's more in a spiritual way. And then on a personal level, it's like, I could see why I like this person. Spirit, what is their spouse going to bring to them, to their relationship? We have the hibiscus that came out for you guys. Beauty and happiness. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. So this person really loves you in every form. I saw this very literally with someone with a messy bun and popcorn in their lap. Your favorite snack may be popcorn, and you may you know, watch movies or shows with popcorn. It may be a ritual with like a comfy blanket or something on your bed or in the couch, whatever. But yeah, there's an energy here of this person loving you in all forms. And I always see like those TikToks that pop up on like my Instagram feed reposted, and it's like, you know, the 3 days in the same pajamas and messy bun, and my husband's trying to get with me, like type of thing. And that's how this feels. You never lose your beauty to this person, and your anger and your sadness and your comfort and your uncomfortability. They always see you in an admiring light, in a way that's like almost like you can do no wrong when it comes to them. We have the peony with prosperity and compassion. It says prosperity depends on wanting what you have rather than having what you want. Prosperity depends on wanting what you have rather than having what you want. So this person is just so tapped into you, and they really savor the connection. They feel like your marriage is sacred. They feel like your marriage is special and it was always meant to happen. They feel really drawn to you, connected to you, and they hold you in the highest esteem, in the highest of importance. No one comes before their wife. No one comes before their husband. They slow down if you need them. Even if they're at work, they will slow down and have a conversation with you like, I'm busy, but you know, what do you need? Let's talk. We have the Camella with destiny. It's not in the stars that hold our destiny, but in ourselves. I could totally see this with all this scorpionic energy that came out for this person. They're not someone that necessarily believes in the fantasy, even though their life or their mind is very fantastical. Libra is also prone to like romance and fantasies and aesthetics and things looking a certain way or feeling a certain way. So interesting how this person has that in them, but they also believe in structure being what keeps relationships together. Even though love may attract us to each other, it's like structure and working on us every day is what keeps us together. So they have, again, just a good amount of masculine energy. Spirit, what can you tell me about the marriage? Ace of Pentacles. Wow, this person is like, I'm hearing looking like I caught a lick. Is that what the song is? I haven't heard that song in a million years. It's a song by Cardi B, but okay, this person got their money up, not their funny up. They don't spend all their time cracking jokes. They spend their time working on themselves, creating, manifesting. We got the Magician here. We got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So it's funny how this person is very wealthy, but doesn't necessarily like care about like luxury or material things. It's something that they've always had, and I love that the Magician is the fox, because they've had to be crafty, and also the foxes are known for being like mischievous. So this person again embraces like how the dark side can be beneficial, or how someone would see like, you know, this as a negative thing is a good thing. Like this person is very real with themselves. They don't feel bad for being a bad person. They just don't. They don't feel bad for the things that like they do that society would say is bad. Like if they have a lazy day, they will have a lazy week and they won't feel bad about it. If the stars align and we got Mars conjunct Venus, they're gonna spend all their week getting no projects done and just enjoying you physically all damn week, and they're not gonna feel bad or guilty about it. Like this is someone who's like, I am who I am, it is what it is. My goal isn't to be good, my goal is to be me. They're not easily influenced by other people. So when it comes to, that's funny because that reminds me of what we got before about their loyalty to you and always feeling like you're beautiful, special, the person that they want to be with, not always wishing that things would get better or wanting something outside of them. Someone like this person would chew you up and spit you out if you tried to, like, if there was a tempter on the outside of the relationship trying to like get this person's attention or trying to get them, you know, to be with them, that person would end up really messed up after dealing with this person, because once they see your and that's another thing, Cancers can low-key be very manipulative. So they're like, oh, I can see that you're trying to manipulate me. I'm gonna do you much worse. We got the star at the bottom of the deck. It keeps focusing on the light, which I feel like is significant. You guys can't see that, but I can see on the camera. There's a little box around the light here. So I feel like this person is your light in the darkness, but you're still in the darkness. You know what I mean? Like you've still gone through life. You still see life in a very realistic way, but yet this is your guiding light. It's very interesting how this is coming through. We have the Devil, the Fool, the Six of Wands, and then the Four of Swords in reverse. I get a very go, go, go energy. I feel like things are going to take off rather quickly. This is gonna maybe even feel a bit toxic in the beginning because we do have the Devil card here, and the Four of Swords in reverse is kind of like an energy of throwing caution to the wind, but both of you are equally committed. So even though generally it's like a bad thing to attach to people too quickly or to associate a lot of value with people too soon, even though you guys are doing it, it's working. And I feel like it's all because, like the Camilla said, it's destiny. If it wasn't destiny and you were just associating value with, you know, another person, it probably wouldn't end well for you. But this is something that has always been meant to be. There's a crazy amount of attraction to this person as well. Like, literally, whew, I feel like they take their time too. We got the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands that wanted to fall out with the Temperance card in reverse, which is so interesting because this person doesn't shy away from this. Like, they shower you with more love than they probably should. You're probably gonna get a little bit spoiled by, you know, because it's like you see stuff like this and usually people would be like, oh, that's toxic. Your partner shouldn't be obsessed with you. You know, da 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 da. They shouldn't provide for you, give you everything that they want. That's not balanced. But that doesn't necessarily apply to someone who's genuinely loyal to you and going to be loyal to you for the rest of their life. So it's like, yeah, you are spoiled. That's the truth. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Wands, you're the queen of your castle with this person, the queen of the household. And with the Temperance card in reverse, it's like, yeah, it's a negative thing, but it's not, like, it's a bad thing, but it's like, because of this person and who they are, they don't see it that way. They don't shine, like, they don't run away from the parts of them that are unbalanced or unfair or dark. They're the fox. They're the embodiment of Scorpionic energy, Aries energy. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pursue this for my life. You can want whatever you want for your life. This is what I'm doing with my time, my energy, my money, my life. So, I just freaking love that. Spirit, what can you tell me about the timeline for group 3? I did just hear time doesn't matter. We have in the next few weeks, and then we have May. So perhaps you guys could move into a relationship space by May and you're meeting them in the next few weeks. Or May could be significant in some way as well as the next few weeks. Another card, we got in the near future. And don't give up. I feel like this is going to happen by June at the latest because we also got Aries season, which is March 21st to April 19th. Funny how the signs are matching up too. June is also Cancerian energy. When is Libra season? Libra season is late in the year. But yeah, we have don't give up and in the near future. So you may be manifesting this person. You may be listening to subliminals. Spirit is saying the subliminals are working. They're naturally programming your subconscious so that you can magnetize this person to you energetically. I was just telling this to group 2. It's so much better to manifest from the 5D because the 4D is the 3D plus time. And I was explaining to them, as a 3D being, you can create a 3D drawing, you know, 2D drawings. If you were to draw on a piece of paper, that would be a 2D thing that you're doing. So you can control the 2D from the 3D. However, not every person who's in the 3D can make a super complex you know, drawing, because it takes artistry, it takes time, it takes study, practice. So just because you're from the 3D and you have the ability to do it doesn't mean you'll ever be able to do it or that it would be at all easy. So it's much better to manifest from the 5D versus the 4D because the 4D is all about time. But from the 4D trying to manifest the 3D, the dimension directly under it, it's possible. You can influence small things, but it's much better to go 2 above. But the 5D is all about trust, knowing you already have it, because the 5D is over time. So it's like time doesn't exist. You already have it because it's in your destiny. It's already happened because it is happening already. It's on your timeline. But manifesting from the 5D requires trust, knowing, faith, you know, all this stuff. And it's kind of like, you know, pick your poison. Which one would you rather do? I personally always manifest from the 5D. It's a lot easier. And also you can influence everything at once versus working on one thing at a time and running yourself ragged. So anyways, programming your unconscious and your subconscious with subliminals is a 5D like construct thing. So I would definitely work on that if you're not already, but Spirit is saying it's working if you are doing that. And then we have Aries season, which could be significant. And then we have June. So everything kind of bleeds in together. We got in the next few weeks, we have March going into April, then we have May, and then we have June. So I feel like this is building in the near future, like kind of within the next 6 months. I mean, maybe you could be married by then, but I really feel like this is talking more about the meeting and the growth of the relationship versus like, oh, you're going to be married by, you know, the middle of the year. Spirit, what else can you tell me for group 3? We have never ending story. So Spirit really wants you to humor that 5D process. It can be hard to know and trust, but it's also hard trying to manifest, you know, from the 4D and focusing on time and obsessing about when it will happen and trying to get it in a certain time or in a certain way. It's much better to release, but it's a process just like anything else. Like, it's just more effective. Something about a negative and never-ending story, though. It could be negative self-talk. It could be the way your mind works. Programming your unconscious and your subconscious by listening to subliminals while you're sleeping or during the day is something that will greatly benefit you. So that's definitely something I would get into. And we have TikTok and time to go. So funny with the TikTok coming up here with the father time symbolism. I feel like Spirit is saying like there's definitely something you're being called to let go of, and it's time to walk away from that old version of yourself that, you know, was all it. Even the never-ending story card, she's sitting on an hourglass. So there's so much hinting towards the 4D and time here, and that causing you stress. So Spirit's like, I mean, to be fair, you haven't manifested what it is that you do want from that space anyway, so you might as well try something new and open yourself up, and also it will be significantly more effective for you. But something about time is really on your shoulders, and Spirit is wanting you to release that burden and for you to release this phase in your life where you feel like you're hitting a wall, going in circles, never-ending story, listening to subliminals for confidence, for self-love, and anything to do with trusting, knowing, believing, feeling would be very, very beneficial for you so that you can get to the other side of that bridge that you've been on for so long that seems like a never-ending story. So that's the last little tidbit that came up about this, but that is who your future spouse is, and that is the timeline. My Etsy shop is in the description if you'd like a private tarot reading. That is where you can find me, but that is what I got for you guys today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 4 with the Smoky Quartz Crystal Point, this is your reading using the Arcanum Tarot for you guys today. And we are going to find out who is your future spouse and what is the timeline for that. Spirit, this is for group 4 with the Smoky Quartz. Who is their future spouse? Well, that's an interesting combination. We got Pisces and Capricorn energy coming together. Someone willing to work for what they want. Someone who also is willing to prove themselves. But see, the thing about Pisces, Pisces is the last of the zodiac. So Pisces is really a combination of all the signs. And also Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the unconscious and the subconscious. So you never really know what's going to come up with that Piscean energy. I feel like every Pisces I meet is different. This, of course, isn't saying that this person is a Pisces or Capricorn, but you will feel these energies strongly with your future spouse, and it will likely be in significant chart placements. We also have Gemini and Scorpio that came up, so a lot of signs for you guys. I got a lot of like elements and planets for every other group, so this group is always already showing up to be different. The one planet that you did get, though, is Jupiter, the planet of, I just heard expression. Something about expression, expressed emotions, expression of the self, and embodiment. This is definitely feeling like someone you're going to be married to forever, which that's not what this reading about. I didn't say anything like that in the other readings. It's just a future spouse reading, but Spirit is kind of making it clear like this is more of a life partner, or like the true embodiment of soulmate, like a mate for your soul, the perfect match, the puzzle piece to you and who you are and where you're going in the future, your partner in crime, your true partner, true pair type of energy. So you may use any of those words when you're speaking to Spirit, or when you're manifesting love, or thinking about what it is that you want. That may come up quite a bit for you as something that's very important for you to marry someone where there's a strong sense of partnership, or something that's forever long lasting may have been what you've been trying to manifest. We have Gemini and Scorpio. Oh my goodness. So we have the emotional intelligence of Gemini. Also, Gemini has this as above, so below type of element to it. So this is someone who has light, but also darkness. I mean, we got Scorpio here, which Scorpio, as you can see, it's got the scorpion symbolism, of course, ready to strike and protect itself at any time, but a lot of self-sacrifice as the being thrust the sword into itself. So there's an energy here of this person really they've really done the work. And that may also be something that you've been specifically looking for, like a partner who's done the work, someone who's willing to do the work as well. Someone who has light and darkness, someone who fully embodies their higher self just as they allow their shadow self to hold space in their life. Someone who isn't fake, someone who doesn't love and light, you know, every situation, but someone who's willing to really sit in their emotions, and someone who can go through dark times as well. Like when it comes to you being married to this person, if there were to be like some sort of huge financial happening in the marriage, and it's like, okay, we have a huge windfall and we're balling out, someone who can handle that money properly, but also someone who can be disciplined when it's like we're working with the bare bones, we're trying to grow, or something has happened that's caused us to lose a lot of money. Someone who is very disciplined, someone who will pay the bills, not just pay the bills, but pay the bills on time. Someone who trusts you with their money and vice versa. That's also coming up. Someone very dependable, someone very good in a domestic sense, especially with Jupiter being there. Spirit, what is their spouse bringing to their lives for group 4? We have the Peony. Prosperity and compassion. You guys may be really close with your shadow as well. You may have had this Kali moment, or this self-sacrificial moment where you've had to, kill off your own ego or your shadow self, or conquer it in some way. And you need someone who's going to understand your struggle and what you've been through. It's not like you want to live there in the past. The past has already happened, but someone who can understand that I'm a bit different, and yeah, I need things to be a certain kind of way because I've gone through XYZ. So you need someone who can understand that. We have the Peony with prosperity and compassion. Prosperity depends more on wanting what you have than having what you want. Prosperity depends on wanting what you have more than having what you want. So you need someone that's really present in the moment in this relationship, very content with the relationship itself, someone who's not, I just heard an escape artist. So maybe you dated someone who was, for very, very, very few of you, or like one of you, maybe they was running for the feds. No, but someone who's more like, when it comes to emotions, like they got crafty. Like, I mean, it was almost a talent at how they could get out of a serious conversation. And you need someone who's willing to be present there in the moment with you and really work through things. The hydrangea, thankfulness for understanding. It says, before we can forgive one another, we have to understand one another. So this is someone who takes genuine time to get to know you. There's a lot of dark energy here, interestingly enough. Because the thing about Gemini is the psychology, the like positive psychology and the dark psychology. It is the ability to give you another perspective, but also the ability to manipulate through its understanding of psychology. Scorpio will self-sacrifice themselves, but they'll also strike you if you get too close. Like, there's some dark elements here. And then Pisces, I always consider to be like the deepest of the water signs, just because of their placement in the zodiac chart and how Piscean energy is kind of a combination of everything, ruled by Neptune, the unconscious, the subconscious. There is some scary thought, like when you're going through it, you can have some really disturbing thoughts. And that's what Pisces is ruled by, the unconscious, the subconscious, the stuff that it was regular on your mind and your conscious mind every day, you wouldn't be able to maneuver quite as well. There's a lot of dark elements here. This person understands the darkness. I would almost go so far as to say this person kind of likes a darker aesthetic, or a more gritty relationship than just like a love and light, always happy and in love type of thing. Interesting. We have the violet, faithfulness and modesty. So they're modest and they're faithful. I love it. It says modesty is the shining light that prepares the mind to receive knowledge and the heart for truth. And it's so interesting because it's like this person is modest in their judgment. They don't go to judge you or feel like they have you all figured out, but also modest in what they say. I feel like if you're like a talker, they don't talk very much, but when they do, it's very impactful. And when it comes to like them being at work or in situations where they're with other people, they're so modest and introverted. You really don't have to worry about someone getting through to this person because they're so dedicated to the relationship and genuinely faithful and modest. They're not going to lead someone on. They're not going to go for that work wife, work husband, dynamic. They don't need it. They don't play those games. They're not into that. Spirit, what else can you tell me about this relationship? Well, we have the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So you're kind of at this point in your life personally where you're being more simple and honest about what it is that you desire. I feel like you guys may have internalized the way that you're different from society in a negative way. Like, dang, I need someone who's equally gone through my same journey because those are the only people I resonate with. But you're starting to just be more honest with spirit about what it is that you need instead of projecting your experience onto it so that you don't have to date someone who's necessarily been with what you've been through. There's also an energy here of you you may even be speaking with your energy itself because the Ace of Swords is so clear. I feel like you're showing people who you really are. We have the Two of Pentacles, which I felt like it was a transitional period. I mean, the Eight of Cups is walking away, not like the Nine of Cups when you've already walked away and you've come back to self and you're happy on your own. It's like actively walking away. So you may be in a transitional period. We have the Queen of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. It's kind of giving like journey energy. We have the Queen of Wands, who is You know, you may even have a familiar with the black cat there. But we have the Queen of Wands, who's very spirited, very passionate, and the Queen of Wands is Aries energy. So very intense, strong sense of self, strong sense of knowing who you are, but also Two of Pentacles, kind of juggling the societal norms. Once you're hooked up with this person, you're going to be able to let that go. You may really struggle with like your work life. You may feel like you're having to be fake because you can't show people who you really are because, you know, they wouldn't accept you. Well, there's the Knight of Cups. Love it. So you are moving into that space. And then we have the Three of Wands. You're moving into a card of acceptance of who you are, projecting an accurate depiction of who you are. You're cutting off like the fakeness or the mask. The mask that you have to wear to fit in so that you can work with other people. There's an energy here of you guys embracing yourselves, and it's just like, this is who I am, this is who I'm going to be, and this is what it is, and I'm not watering myself down for people anymore. And that doesn't mean that if I love conflict, I'm going to be super confrontational with people, but I'm not going to pretend like everything is okay just because I'm in the workplace. I will handle this professionally, but I will handle it directly. So you guys could have been, you know, cutting off family, friends, coworkers, acquaintances recently and going on a solo journey. I mean, the Queen of Wands, she don't need a gang. She doesn't have a gang. She's the Queen of Wands. She adventures with her familiar. Which is funny because I just heard they don't talk a lot. So that takes me back to what I was getting with this person. Like, maybe you don't want someone who's always on social media, always on Twitter, talking so much. Someone who's super opinionated. Like, you're like, I do enough talking for the both of us. If I can just have someone calm and sweet and serene, like, I love that. Spirit, what else can you tell me? I'm not going to take these two. We have the Eight of Swords, Six of Swords in reverse. What is holding you back? Because we have the Eight of Cups. So this is almost an energy of being forced out. And honestly, I mean, whatever gets you to the next phase, you know, someone may have flat out broken up with you or been really mean to you and told you that you were too much or that they didn't like you, whatever. This feels really harsh and uncomfortable. It's like you having to move on because you were kind of forced out of a relationship or out of a situation. Spirit wants you to know that's a blessing. We have the Eight of Swords, so you're actually more fragile, or maybe this is talking about your childhood and that's why this person needs to understand your darkness or where you're coming from, because Six of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Swords is almost like being let out of the house too early, or having your first encounter like romantically at a very young age. This is like an energy of like being thrown out of the nest and having to fly, or, you know, it's like sink or swim. That's how this feels. So something like that happened, whether it's in the near past or the distant past. But we have the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups in reverse. So you've learned to live life in more of an emotional, less of an emotional way with the Knight of Cups in reverse. You don't expect someone to come in and save you. And you also haven't necessarily led with your heart, because you perhaps have this jaded experience from the past that's kind of shaped you, and you've led with the Page of Pentacles, like, I'm willing to do the work. And that's very Capricornian. Capricornian, I don't think that's a word, but Spirit, what can you tell me about the timeline for group 4? Oh wow, we have days. And then we have Leo season, July 23rd to August 22nd. So you could be receiving some sort of monumental change in the next few days. Some sort of crazy experience may happen, something that shifts your future. This is interesting. We have Capricorn season. Let me see if there's any other. Oh, there's no other seasons. I feel like this has something to do with what you put in. Capricorn season is more soon, depending on when you're watching this video, December 22nd to January 19th. And then Leo season is July 23rd to August 22nd. So I feel like this is giving us a range. But we have Don't Give Up, and wasn't there another one? I guess it was just this one. We have don't give up. So I feel like you guys are manifesting or naturally aligning yourself to the path, doing that work. There's definitely something that you're still holding on to or still processing that is affecting your journey, and Spirit is telling you to keep going. There's a light at the end of all of this shadow work. There really is a light at the end of the tunnel. We have Thursday and Sunday. 4s or 7 may be significant for you, or you know, something can happen on one of these days. And then we got the 3rd and the 15th as far as days of the month, so look for something on those days as well. Spirit, what else can you tell me for group 4? We have fill joy in all you do and let go of ego. So there's an energy here of you really, again, criticizing yourself for being the way you are. And I feel like that too a lot of times, because for me, I love structure. I'm all about structure. And I'm grateful for the people in my life that, you know, love me and really lead from the heart. But I'm just not as heart-based. I really do lead with like determination and hard work. And that's the energy that I have a lot of respect for. But I definitely felt that you criticizing yourself for being who you are or how you are. And Spirit is saying that's just ego, because you're a whole being. There's light aspects and there's dark aspects, but you were created perfectly in order for you to be able to fulfill your purpose. So embrace who you are and feel joy in who you are and what you do, because that's how you were made. Spirit, what else can you tell me for group 4? We have you are here for a reason, talking about your purpose. So I feel like that's going to be the next leg of your journey, focusing on your purpose, focusing on why you're here, using your experience to help other people as well. Whether it's getting into psychology yourself, whether it's working with youth around the age where you had something happen to you, whether it's creating your own YouTube channel and telling your story and giving people advice, or whether, like I said, you know, it's reading tarot, going more of a spiritual route and being able to have like a strong base of life experience to really resonate with anyone. We have journey within, so I feel like it's a good time for you to go on a spiritual journey. And again, we have your beliefs are right for you. So again, Spirit kind of saying like, there is someone out there who's going to match your exact frequency and have so much to give you, but you were made perfectly as you are. You are that way for a reason. So we have journey within. I think it's time for a spiritual journey. I always recommend The Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy. It's an amazing book on transmutation, and there's so much, like you learn so much. It's the only spiritual book I really recommend at this point, because as I grow and ascend, it all comes back down to the same principles. And why overcomplicate it with a stack of books when you can just have one heavy hitter that just checks all the boxes? So The Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy is what I would recommend. You could find it on Amazon. But with you guys, I feel like you're quite busy in spirit and quite busy internally. So I don't feel like meditation necessarily will help you unless you like feel called to it, or if you can find a way where you can practice some sort of form of meditation. But I feel like it's better for you to have actionables that you can work on. And then as you become more intuitive and journey more within, then you'll be more comfortable to just kind of sit in the energy and allow it to engulf you. But I wouldn't ever, well, I don't know. It depends. It depends on the person. But I would say for you specifically, it may help you to like actually have something to work on first. So that is what I got for you guys, group 4. My Etsy is below. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that is everything that came up for you today. I'll talk to you soon.